For more on this, Patrick Tucker, the editor of Defense One, joins me now live from Washington, D.C. Patrick, good to have you with us. So Israel already gets a large amount of military aid from the US, doesn't it? $3.8 billion over 10 years. Why does it need more?
Well, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen Israel's Iron Dome play a very important part in Israeli defense against Hamas rockets. We do know that the Iron Dome, of the different aspects of military aid that Israel does receive from the United States, this is among the least controversial because it has a very direct application, which is intercepting rockets that can be fired from different territories into Israel, possibly targeting civilians. So that money is very specific to that particular purpose. It's part of something like $500 million that goes specifically to Israeli missile defense. But as you point out, the amount of money that the United States does give to Israel, it's not a controversial subject at the White House, but it is becoming a somewhat more controversial one in Congress, particularly among Democrats.
Yeah, there is a growing opposition, isn't it, among some Democrats about giving military aid to Israel when there's been so many civilian deaths among Palestinians. How strong would you categorize that opposition as? And is it surprising, given the circumstances?
I think that it's an example of how tone is shifting a little bit on this particular subject. It's probably not strong enough to cause any big change in the amount of money that the United States has already pledged to help Israel with. I don't think that you'll see that begin to move one way or the other. Israel and the United States have a long, very solid agreement on U.S. providing aid, and the Biden administration has been very solid in reiterating its importance. But you do see some Democrats, primarily Representative Ocasio-Cortez out of New York, beginning to foment some opposition to unchecked military aid that does go to Israel, bringing up the subject of Palestinian human rights. And really what you're seeing is a behind-the-scenes growing opposition to the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. So while on the surface, the Biden administration has been unequivocal in support of Israel, we do know from reports that behind the scenes, there is a great deal of displeasure at Netanyahu's government for the way they've been treating the Palestinians over the last couple of weeks, particularly beginning with this raid and then after that.
Patrick, great to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed for that. Patrick Tucker there.